CTV News at 11:30 with Ian Campbell and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. Thanks for staying up with us. Still no word yet from police about a major police presence earlier tonight over the dinner hour in Timmins. All investigators could reveal was that members of the emergency response team were conducting a search warrant. Members of the public were being asked to avoid the area to allow officers the ability to do their work. Again, we are hoping for an update. Nothing official as of yet, and we'll continue to follow this story and bring you the latest as it develops. Sault Ste. Marie police have laid weapons-related charges against a man after his shotgun was fired inside an apartment. Police were called to Wellington Street where a 35-year-old man fired a shotgun at the floor. The blast went through the floor into the apartment below. While the unit was occupied at the time, no one was injured. Pre-trial discussions between the Crown and the lawyer for Sault Ste. Marie MPP Chris Scott continue. That from the judge presiding over the assault case. Scott's lawyer told court this morning discussions with the Crown attorney are going well and asked for an adjournment. The judge granted the request with the case resuming December 24th. Scott was arrested September 21st on assault and assault with weapons charges. News of 40 positions being cut at North Bay Regional Health Center sent unionized staff along with leaders out picketing. Union leaders and hospital staff are calling on the Ford government to address what they say is a crisis. Last month, the hospital announced 40 positions are being cut as it grapples with a $5.6 million budget deficit. 13 nursing positions are impacted under the hospital's belt-tightening.
They need to fund this hospital appropriately to make sure you and your loved ones get the care that you deserve.
It's going to be dire for patients in this community when this is the only hospital we have.
Get in there, Rich.
Along with long wait times, the union is highlighting further analysis that shows the hospital needs to add 120 staff annually to keep up with a growing patient volume. In a statement, Nipissing MPP Vic Fideli touts annual funding for the North Bay Regional Health Center since 2020 has grown by $49.3 million, representing a nearly 20% increase. A groundbreaking ceremony held today for a major battery storage facility in Eastern Ontario. CTV's Siobhan Morris has more on the project.
Frozen as it may be, a groundbreaking in Eastern Ontario for what will be Canada's largest battery storage facility.
It will provide enough capacity to supply energy needs to nearly 400,000 homes.
The facility, 80 kilometers south of Ottawa, part of the puzzle to meet the province's growing energy needs.
The Skyview 2 facility will store electricity from the grid during periods of lower demand, then release it during peak times.
The system should be running by 2027.
It's about sustainability, affordability, reliable infrastructure. It's about economic development. It's about powering and empowering our local economic future.
A proposed nickel mine north of Timmins appears to be a step closer to the finish line. Sources tell CTV News Prime Minister Mark Carney will include the Crawford project in his next round of major projects on Thursday. It means faster and streamlined approvals.
It's great that they're doing the Crawford nickel project. I love it. But let's get out of our way on everything else.
The Premier and his Minister of Energy want Carney to go bigger than his first round support of small modular nuclear reactors.
You want to do nation building? How could you do it without the largest scale investment, a $256 billion gain to the national GDP?
Adding more than 10,000 permanent jobs using Canadian supplies.
That's a key area that we need investment on. We need investment on the Ring of Fire. We need investment on the tunnel.
Carney has been non-committal on backing Doug Fort's tunnel under Highway 401 for cars and transit. The contract for a feasibility study has just been awarded. No matter the project.
If we want to do big things and move at the speed in a post-Trump world, we have to end the duplication between governments. Canadians don't have time for this.
That proposed nickel mine is also expected to churn out large quantities of minerals like cobalt, platinum, palladium, and chromite. It would supply the EV and stainless steel industries. And Minister Lecce says it could help loosen China's grip on the supply chain. At Queen's Park, Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
The mining sector was top of mind for Canada's Federal Minister of Energy and Natural Resources, who spent the day in Sudbury talking to stakeholders. Tim Hodgson says he wants to understand what's needed to better support local mines, processing facilities, and communities dependent on mining. With the world knocking on Canada's door for critical minerals, Hodgson says he's looking to ensure Canada can capitalize. Some of the issues raised in Sudbury were clarity for permitting new mines, environmental responsibility, and working closely with First Nations.
We have all of the critical minerals that the rest of the world needs. Our G7 allies are begging us for an opportunity to have supply chains that are with us that don't involve non-market actors. And it's our opportunity to deliver that. And that will create good paying jobs for people, right here in Northern Ontario.
When asked whether Crawford Nickel in Timmins would be on a big projects list to be released tomorrow, Hodgson wasn't revealing anything, but he did say people in Northern Ontario would be happy. The minister is making an announcement in Timmins tomorrow at 3 p.m. and will update you on this as soon as the story develops. Premier Doug Ford was asked about speed cameras in the province today as the law banning them is set to take effect Friday. He says his government is ready to help pay for other road safety measures in municipalities where the cameras were deployed.
We're going to fund them and we're going to support them on building something that actually works. And that's traffic calming infrastructure. But we're going to be there. We're going to have the dollars. We aren't just talking about it. We're putting big dollars up to support them. So that's what we're going to do, and we support the municipalities.
Tickets issued by speed enforcement cameras through Friday will remain valid. Ontario's transportation minister says temporary, larger signage will be installed in those areas until other road safety infrastructure is put in place. Orange paramedics in Timmins now have a new life-saving tool aboard their aircraft. The Blood on Board program officially launched at the Orange hangar this morning. CTV's Lydia Chubak reports.
Blood on Board is a collaborative project involving Ontario's Orange Air Ambulance paramedics and the Timmins and District Hospital. Orange paramedics will now take blood with them on their flights, allowing them to transfuse blood to patients quicker.
So there's significant regulation around how you can store it, how you keep it, how you manage it. And so it took being able to work with the hospital and the transfusion lab to be able to put together all of the regulatory requirements and the framework to have blood sitting at the base and available for our crews.
Joanne Skinner is an Orange critical paramedic with 20 years experience.
Oh, I'm definitely excited. There's definitely calls in my past where I've talked with the sending facilities where they're reluctant to give up all their blood supply, but the patient needs it. So there's this internal kind of part of you that just wants to be able to provide better patient care, and this will be able to do that.
The Blood on Board program is available in other parts of the province. It took about a year to establish it in Timmins.
O negative is the universal donor, so that's what we'll be providing for Orange for transfusions. O negative, Cal negative. The Cal negative is important for females of childbearing age, so that will also be provided to them. So yeah, our stock will increase a little bit at Timmins because we have to be able to always have those 4 units for them.
There's lots of evidence to show that earlier transfusion does impact the mortality of patients that have hemorrhage, be it from trauma or medical causes.
Orange paramedics will always have blood with them. One cooler will be stored on base. The other will be taken on a flight, ready at the right temperature when needed. Officials say plans are underway to expand the Blood on Board program to other areas of the province, including Sudbury. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
The leader of Ontario's official opposition is back in Sault Ste. Marie this week, the second multi-day visit in just over a month. Today, Stiles was flanked by former local candidate Lisa Vezo-Allen as they spoke with officials from Steelworkers Local 2251. The NDP leader says this visit was prompted by concern over what she calls a gap in the current level of government oversight for Saultites. The steelworkers outlined the concerns their members have, particularly those related to tariffs and job uncertainty.
There's just a lot of uncertainty still and anxiety among workers here at Algoma. And and not a lot of answers from any level of government. So people feel like they're a bit in limbo right now. They don't know why Algoma hasn't actually triggered the 16-week notice for EI. And while that might sound good, like, okay, maybe there's a plan, the problem is we don't see a plan.
Stiles says upper levels of government have not been quick enough to establish supports for workers who may eventually be laid off. Well, it's Wednesday, and every Wednesday we take a little time out to interview a mayor from around our region about an issue or issues that are important to them. It's a segment we call the Mayor's Chair, and earlier tonight I had the chance to sit down with Rod Ward of Armour Township. Armour is in the Algonquin Highlands, which has had some wicked weather. With winter just around the corner, we asked, are you ready?
We're always ready, and we're very fortunate in terms of the staff that we have. Everybody from roads to bylaw to treasury, you name it. We've got excellent staff, so our staff are always prepared. And in these days of the climate change, you just don't know what you're going to be facing. We had an interesting year this year. We were fortunate. We missed the ice storm for the most part last year. But we did get hit with a major weather event July 6th and 7th, which actually caused severe damage to a lot of our roads. So we actually lost roads. Magnetawan Township as well as Strong lost a lot too. So it doesn't even matter what time of year it is. It's unpredictable, and it's something that we have to always be ready for.
Yeah, I saw a lot of incredible video coming out of Algonquin, including from CTV viewers. How did you guys fare for the summer? Did you still see the tourists and the summer residents come up?
Absolutely. Yeah, it seemed like a busier year even than normal, and I'm not sure if that has to do with what's going on south of the border, but we certainly were as busy as we always are. The stores were all busy, which was great to see. The weather after that July 6th and 7th event, the weather settled down. We ended up having a beautiful summer, so it didn't deter people. It was just one of those things that we had to deal with at the time.
Our thanks to Mayor Ward. That full interview will be posted to our website at CTVNewsNorthernOntario.ca, as well as our YouTube page. Well, time now for a short break here on CTV News. Coming up, Rick will have your full weather forecast. For now, we'll look at the current conditions, and we've got a little bit of everything. A little warmer down in around the lakes at the moment. 4 in Parry Sound, 5 in Sault Ste. Marie. It's a little chillier everywhere else. We're seeing some light snow action in around Kapuskasing, Timmins, Timiskaming Shores, and Chapleau. 0 in Sudbury. We'll have details in a moment.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400 from your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Well, we've got a couple of days of mixed precipitation, some snow and some rain in the forecast. We like to call it sleet, and in some areas it's been by itself some snow flurries or some light rain. This is what we've got going on heading into Thursday, of course, by about 6 at supper time. More precipitation, but things are about to change for the better come Friday, as you are about to see with our 7-day numbers. Sudbury Nickel Belt, chance of flurries for tomorrow at 3. Then it perks up to 1 degree on Friday. I know it's a little cooler, but at least we've got some sunshine. Saturday, some cloud cover at 4. Chance of sleet Sunday at 30% at 2. 1 degree Monday, and 0 Tuesday with sun and cloud. A look now at Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, chance of sleet at 60%. That's a pretty good bet there. High of 3, 4 degrees on Friday, sunny skies. Saturday, some cloud cover at 6. Chance of sleet on Sunday at 30%. 2 degrees there. 2 degrees on Monday as well, sun and cloud. And a shade warmer on Tuesday, 3 degrees with more sun and cloud. How about Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing? Chance of flurries, -1 for tomorrow. 0 Friday, sun and cloud. Saturday, some cloud at 2. Chance of sleet on Sunday at 60%, 2 degrees. -1 Monday and Tuesday, sun and cloud both days. The normal for this time of the year in Timmins, Cochrane, and Kapuskasing hovering at around 1, maybe 2 on a good day. Timiskaming Shores, Kirkland Lake, chance of flurries tomorrow at 0, -1 Friday, sun and cloud. Saturday, some cloud cover at 2, chance of sleet Sunday at 40%, high of +1. -1 Monday and Tuesday, some sun and cloud both days. And again, we go back to some cloud cover on Wednesday with a high of only 0, the normal for this time of the year, at about 1 degree. North Bay, West Nipissing. Chance of flurries at 40% for tomorrow. Your expected high at around 3. Chance of flurries on Friday at 30%, high of 1. 3 degrees on Saturday, cloud cover. Sunday, some sleet at 30%, high of 2. 1 on Monday with some sun and cloud, and 0 Tuesday, sun and cloud. Mainly cloudy by next Wednesday with a high of 1. So, Ian, you'll have to wait until at least Friday to get some sunshine in your neck of the woods. And again, really a true variety of conditions over the course of the next couple of days, and then more sun and cloud by Monday and Tuesday. Back to you.
All right, Rick, I can be patient. Thanks so much. Once construction begins on the new event center in Sudbury, hundreds of parking spaces will be eliminated. But the city says it has a plan. CTV's Angela Campbell reports.
On game nights at the Sudbury Arena, this parking lot is full, as are most spaces throughout the downtown. But once construction starts on the new event center, the South District will be down 270 spots.
A lot of the parking issues downtown come down to management, less than space. So making sure that people can access the right type of spot when they visit.
A report heading to Sudbury City Council next week shows how the city plans to make up the loss of parking supply while construction is underway. Spaces will be added at the former site of the Multicultural Folk Arts Building, the CP Rail Yard, and even beside the Samaritan Centre. And there's a plan for free transit rides for those heading to ticketed events at the arena.
Game night, we get a lot of people park all over the downtown. People want to go hit a restaurant before or after, and it makes it a little bit easier to get in and out of your parking spot because if you're parked a couple blocks away.
The head of the downtown business improvement area is hopeful the temporary changes will lead to permanent solutions long after the event center is built.
We're seeing a lot of return to office right now. That'll start putting some pressure on parking as well. And what we know is that when the pressure kind of builds both at night and during the day, it makes it a lot easier to build parking.
Sudbury Wells Sports and Entertainment, which owns the teams playing out of the arena, said in a statement they're working with the city, adding, "We support the city's efforts to provide convenient parking options and free transit services, including shuttle and bus routes, to make event access as seamless as possible." The report puts the cost for the temporary parking plan at $500,000 to be funded through the Parking Reserve Fund. The city says fencing will be installed around the perimeter planned construction site. When that happens, these parking spaces will disappear and drivers will have to find somewhere else to park. Angela Gamble, CTV News, Sudbury.
Nipissing MPP Vic Fideli announced $10 million in supports for small municipalities' road repairs. The province is launching a pothole prevention and repair program with $10 million in funding for municipalities with populations of 10,000 or less. Municipalities can get up to $38,000 for road maintenance. The goal of the program is to help communities with smaller tax bases maintain their infrastructure. Canadore College is unveiling a new dedicated safe space for students to learn more about the residential school system. Created in partnership with the Gord Downey and Cheney Wenjack Fund, the Legacy Space shares the story of Cheney Wenjack, a First Nations boy who died of hunger and exposure in Ontario after escaping a residential school in 1966. The initiative reflects a shared commitment to building cultural understanding and furthering reconciliation between Indigenous and non-Indigenous people. Still ahead tonight on CTV News. There's new numbers out that show more than 50% of medical students at Nossum University are choosing to stay in the north. More in a moment.
Well, cooler nights and, of course, cooler days are, well, back in northeastern Ontario. It's that time of year, and it's time to start preparing your vehicle for winter. CAA's Alex Sala has more on what you need to know. Alex, thanks for dropping by. Tough question. How do I make sure my vehicle is ready for winter driving? Because it'll happen sooner than later.
For sure. There's always a few important things to check before you get to winter. You want to get your tires ready is a big one by putting on your winter tires if you've got them. You want to check the fluid levels, especially the coolant in your vehicle. Make sure your antifreeze as well is topped up. And you're going to check your battery health because summer's what kills the batteries, but you won't find out until winter when they can't start a car.
Okay, Alex, the great debate continues once again here in the newsroom right across the north. Why do I need winter tires again?
So winter tires have a different chemistry than summer and all-season tires. They stay a little bit softer in very cold weather. And then the type of grooves that they cut into tires are different from summer to winter. So when you have winter-only tires, they can put in some really aggressive grooves that'll get you better stopping and better performance in terms of accelerating and cornering.
Okay, so what about studs? A lot of people are changing over to studs, or at least getting them implemented into their winter tires. Do they make that much of a difference?
Studs can make a huge difference where they're legal. You can't use studs on a lot of regions. You can't use them on a lot of ministry roads, but when they are allowed, they certainly make a big difference. Just like if you're wearing ice cleats over your boots, you're going to notice that extreme grip.
Okay, so briefly now, what should everyone keep in their vehicles for winter driving?
So it's always great to have an emergency kit in your vehicle. And specifically for winter, you probably want at least to have booster cables. A little extra bottle of antifreeze, because of course if you run out of windshield washer fluid on a salty road, you're in big trouble. You're not going to be driving very far. If you want to be really prepared, you can have a first aid kit, some kitty litter to get you out of a sticky situation or slippery situation if you're stuck, and maybe even a collapsible shovel or things like that, and maybe some emergency nutrients like some power bars if you're stuck in your car for a while.
Alex Sala is with CAA Automotive Services.
Thanks, Rick. Well, the Northern Ontario School of Medicine University has released a report showing more than 50% of its students stay in the north. The findings come from a 20-year study tracking graduates from the school. The report shows 51.3% of NOSM grads have stayed in the north. The majority of those have chosen to be family doctors. The study's lead researcher says the high retention rates for the north are partly because of the school's compulsory rural community placements. Collège Boréal is joining an AI workforce readiness program through a new partnership. The National AI Readiness Program is led by the Alberta Machine Intelligence Institute, or AMI, which equips more than 125,000 students annually with foundational skills involving artificial intelligence. Students at Collège Boréal campuses across the province will be able to learn new concepts, critical thinking, and ethics surrounding AI in the workplace. Collège Boréal is the first Francophone post-secondary institute to join the program. An annual initiative dedicated to helping those in the need stay warm this winter wrapped up in Sudbury today. Pure Country 91.7 and Better Beginnings, Better Futures concluded its 10th Coats for a Cause, loading up a truck full of winter gear. For the last 3 weeks, Sudburyans have dropped off hats, mittens, and coats of all sizes at Palladino Auto Group locations across the city. Organizers say this year has seen an outpouring of generosity. A Sault Ste. Marie tourism business recently added to its trophy shelf and has a possibility of taking home a Canada-wide award soon. Thrive Tours is an Indigenous ecotourism company that specializes in bringing people onto the land to learn about lifestyles and activities that First Nations people have been doing for centuries. Just 2 weeks ago, founders Amanda and Brad Robinson were awarded the Sustainable Tourism Award from the Tourism Industry Association of Ontario. Next week, the pair head to Gatineau, Quebec for the Canadian Tourism Awards, where they are also up for this sustainability honor. Congratulations. Finally, tonight the temperatures are falling, so it's important to dress for the weather, but some don't have the proper clothing. Today, United Way hosted its annual Keep Seniors Warm event at a Giant Tiger location in Sudbury. CTV's Madison Merrier reports.
Around 125 seniors are coming into the store and picking out brand new clothing.
This event is for our vulnerable seniors who cannot afford a warm coat or boots or hat or mitts or whatever to help them get through the winter.
This event allows seniors to choose items up to $200 for themselves that they need this season.
For me personally, I just find it rewarding to see seniors, and they're so appreciative of what we have provided for them.
In addition to the winter clothing, seniors are gifted a knitted hat, blankets, or mittens made by local seniors groups, along with a Tim's gift card and treats for their pets from the SPCA.
We've been living in a hotel room for over a year now, so it's been pretty rough with the grandkids and whatnot, but this was a real treat. this was definitely a real treat.
Sudbury should do a lot more to help take care of their seniors. I stay in the shelters and stuff like that, and you got these people 80 and 90 years of age walk around in this cold weather, and that should not be.
Keeping Seniors Warm began 13 years ago, and since then, more clients have been added to the event.
I got a call from my worker, Ontario Works, and they set me up with this program, and I was accepted. And it was really a great thing to hear, because keep a senior warm sounds like a great idea to me. And I think everybody that is qualified should come out and get it.
This yearly event has spread to communities like North Bay, Espanola, and Timmins, and Knott says she hopes to see it grow across the country. Madison Marier, CTV News, Sudbury.
Very cool. That's our newscast. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.